Hi, my name is Kasper. I'm a test expert here at Incida, and in today's video we will go through how you can automatically report your tests. So let's get started. What you see here on the screen is a test project that I've made. It consists of a simple measurement of the microphone on my PC. Here we pop up some metadata that I as an operator has to fill out. I log the date and then I do a 10-second measurement of LEQ, LCEQ and LAEQ. That data is then processed, and which is going to 3 number blocks on my dashboard and to a test case on the maximum LCEQ level. And then we get back to the dashboard where I show our levels. So let's just start a test and see how it goes. So I write my serial number, I choose my model, then this is me. And here you see a 10-second measurement which goes up and down. It's done, and right now we don't have a report, so it doesn't show. To create a report in SAFe, we have to go to the reporting tool. So I click on that, we get our export Excel editor. And here we have some different properties and things we can do. Now this first is the folder. So which folder do I want to place these reports in? In this case, it's the project folder, which is fine for me. I have a file name. I can write it manually, or I can use some kind of metadata to have as a report name. In this case, I just want to have test report sound. Let's say that. Then I have an autosave path if I want to autosave. This is great if you have measurements which are long and you want to autosave, let's say every 60 minutes. If it's on 0 minutes, it won't autosave. I can overwrite my reports. I don't want to do that. I can choose a template, Excel template, which we'll go through in a minute. And if I want to auto open the project after the test is finished, in this case, yes. So back to the template. This is where I usually begin my reporting. So in this case, let's just go into our project. And what I typically will do is I will create a new Excel sheet and call that test template or report template. I will then go into my report template, and what I usually start doing is define some sheets. So in this case, let's say we want to have a data sheet. I want to have my metadata on another sheet, and I want to have my variables on another sheet, and test cases on my last sheet. And just because I know that metadata, it shows us 2, so I'm just gonna make these wider. I'm gonna do the same for our variables, and then test cases, I think it's 5. Let's just do like that. And then we go to our data. So if I want, say I want time in my first column A, I want LEQ in column B, I want LCEQ in column C, and LAEQ in column D. And then make those bold. Then I want my data come right here as time, LEQ, LCEQ of all the data points that I'm logging. So I'm just basically gonna save this as my template and then move that to the side. And then we go back into our reporting and say, okay, I want to export this. So I can click new export, and then I want to have metadata export. I just want to export every metadata I get, and of course I've already named the sheet, so I'll put that right here and in A1. I'll do the same with variable, and that is in variables, and again A1, and this lastly with test cases as such. So basically now we're reporting every metadata, we're reporting every variable, and we're reporting every test case into our Excel report. The last thing is, because it's usually more custom, it's the data that's actually being measured. So again, click new export, then I go to results, then I want to have LEQ, but as we remember, if we just take this in again, we want time as the first. And we could lock the time or the clock, and otherwise, in this case, I could just say, okay, I want LEQ and then my X data, which is pretty much my test time. And I want to have that in A1 and should be on the data sheet. Then again, to fill out the other one, I want LEQ Y data on my B1. I want LCEQ on my C1, and I want my LAEQ on my D1. Because it's a pinned row, there is something in the first row, so it should just move down a notch to go into A2, B2, C2 instead. But we could also do it like this and just say A2, B2, C2, and D2. Then we can close that, save the project. Let's try and run it and see if it creates a report. So here's my serial number. Choose my model. I choose my operator. Then we're doing some measurements here. It's going to measure for at least 10 seconds. And we actually get an error, but let's see, data, metadata, variables, test case. So what probably went wrong here is that our test report template was open during. Let's just see here and do some live debugging. Let's just try it again. Our serial number, model, and operator. Again, now it's running. We're going to measure some sound. Again, some kind of error. Let's just try and look. We lack our template, of course. Sorry about that. So we're gonna choose our report template. That will actually load that one in. Let's just try a third time. Serial number, model, operator. So now it's measuring again for 10 seconds. And here we have the report. So we can see our data, we have our metadata, we have our variables, and we have our test cases. So that's all on how to create a report. You could probably create reports that are much better looking than mine. You could also go in and customize graphs and such into your report template so you actually get a finished report. But this was just to show, okay, how can you create a report in Save and get your data out fast into Excel. So if you want to learn more, go to our website, and I'll see you in another video.